So once again, I'm struggling, and it's my father and mother's choices that's doing it to me. Anybody else in this entire planet in my situation would have already been on epilepsy medication, would have already been at work, would have already been in a car. But instead, I have to suffer because my mother and father could care less if I'm on the ground from an overdose, or if I'm falling to the ground during fireworks, or if I need a lot of medical care and we need to spend a couple years on me. We can't be going to Maine to sell houses, or we can't put me in New Mexico because we need to stay in one location for about 5 years, and we need to give Zach a nice education, and he needs to get his health care in order. He's been moving funny, falling down. He can't seem to throw things. He's twitchy. He's talking about an overdose. So we need to ask questions about this overdose and his physical health. That never happened. So what happened today happened instead. This morning, I woke up with a lot of neurological symptoms. Shake, kind of like a taser-like feeling going through the nervous system, spasm, stuff like that. But there's no heat on. It's middle of June. My phone says it should be in the 70s last night or something, 69, should be 70 this morning. And my roommate wanted to go out for a smoke. So I said, let me test the weather out. Now I get up with a cane that I have here. By the way, I got the heater on, blowing on me right now, so I can talk to you guys, because what just happened to me made it so I wasn't able to talk, and I was making weird noises that I couldn't control because of the pain that I was in. And it was like when you stub your toe, it's an uncontrollable pain type thing. And oh man, I actually do feel it. Even with this heater making it go away, I can still feel it in my right arm really bad. Yeah, you can see it. I'm having some difficulty. Bear with me for technical difficulty. So yeah, I got out of bed. I went downstairs. I'm sitting in the bed upright. I'm feeding the cat, or trying to. I'm having a little difficulty moving, but I'm getting around to the bathroom okay. I'm feeling it, but I'm not falling down or anything. I get to the stairs, and because it's a little chilly in the hallway, I have to scoot halfway down the stairs. I get down about 3 or 4 steps, and then I go straight to a squat because of the GI kidneys mixed with the neurological disorder that has to do with my father and mother and their choices. So with all that, I end up falling to the ground, but I squat before actually falling forward or backward, so I can do a squat catch. If you squat before you fall, it's very helpful. And then I just scoot down the stairs. I wait a minute. I stand back up. I'm good. Not too bad. Things are okay. So then I go outside and I sit down. And David's first, so he gets to the door and I go through and I sit down. But I know I have a neurological disorder for the last 25 years. How do I know this? Because what I'm about to tell you that just happened has happened at age 7. I was putting on suede jackets in the same circumstances in Texas at the age of 9 years old. This happened to me in Texas at recess, and it just happened to me again this morning. I walked outside, I sat down. Within about a minute, my body started to shake, almost like a shiver. Then I started to feel a lot of pain going through my arms, legs, and back. Then I wasn't able to speak. I was just speaking to him in a conversation, and all of a sudden it's going, uh, uh, um, and that's all I can get out as I try to send out the words. I'm gonna go upstairs. I, and all I'm trying to do is say, I'm trying to go upstairs, but I can't even get the word I'm out. My whole body's starting to hurt, and now I'm shaking while sitting down. I'm about to fall out of my seat. I'm shaking so much. It looks like a seizure's coming. So my roommate's looking at me like, holy shit. I go, it's cold. It's cold. Oh shit. So at that point, I take the cane and I crawl up the stairs, and I I kind of do a stand, squat, stand, squat, stand, squat, squat, go, lean into the wall, pop, 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 pop. Okay, I'm up the stairs. Then I squat, get the door, squat over the door line, close the door, stand up, get to this fucking heater, turn it on, sit in front of the heater, start trying to suck up the heat. I'm shaking like a fucking leaf. Nobody who has shivers shakes like this. This comes way too quick. I heat back up. I'm about to put on sweaters and jackets, and it's almost July. It is supposed to be 70 right now. I was doing the same thing in Texas. I went out to recess. It was like 70, 80 degrees. Everybody is on t-shirt weather. They say it's hot out, and I'm putting on a suede jacket. My father goes into my bedroom and says it's hot, but yet I have to turn up the heat to 90, and he's turning it down, and I'm shivering even under the covers. So I have to use a small little space heater, because if I shiver anymore, I'm never gonna fucking fall asleep like this. It's painful, it's uncomfortable, I can't walk, I can't talk. It's like getting electrocuted with a taser. Yes, so that just happened to me again this morning. It happened, and I feel this 24 hours every day of my life, but it gets this bad with cold, flashing lights, the combination of different triggers, things like that. And it's a neurological disorder in the nervous system, spine, neck. It's triggered through the nerves. And I've had it since the overdose at childhood. I could feel it as soon as I woke up from the overdose. And doctors and teachers at first wanted to help me, but my mother and father made choices that made it hard. They wanted to bury it instead. The teachers saw the change in me. They saw the overdose did something to my body. They saw this. They wanted to put me in physical therapy, speech therapy. They did. They were calling home, trying to get my mother and father to do more for me. I spoke up at the doctor's office. They were worried about what I was speaking about. If we spent another couple years in Westford, I would have got the help I needed. But my mother and father wanted to make choices instead. So they moved me to Texas. So all we had to do was stay in Texas, put me, make sure I stay in school, make sure I get medical care, and eventually I would get the help I need in Texas. But again, they didn't want to do that. They made bad choices instead. As soon as I talked to my doctor about this, my mother put me in New Mexico. Then they made another bad choice. They wanted to sell properties in Maine. Then they made another bad choice to go to Massachusetts and base all medical care off of psychiatrists that are fed information from my mother, and my mother spins fantasies because she wants me over medicated. Another bad choice. And it was just one bad choice after another, and then I have to pay the price for it. And I'm still not receiving medical care at the age of 31.